Hello, hello. My name is Haj Bakari. We going live from Bakari's Pizza Lounge. Bakari's Plant-Based Pizza, which is one of my business ventures, and I'm also the owner of TCHmedia.ai and ReviewSmart.ai. Today, I have my brother right here, and a local influencer. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna let him go ahead and introduce himself. But we're gonna be talking about 7 keys. The 7 foundational strategic keys for entrepreneurship that really is intertwined into every entrepreneur's life. Everybody got their own stories, but if you really think about it, some of the fundamentals are always the same, whether it's AI or the printing press. So the goal of 7 Keys is to tell business stories from all of these very influential entrepreneurs locally in Atlanta. And it's actually befitting that we're going to start this entire process with Dr. Rick Montes because he's a man. He's a man. So, Dr. Rick,
What up?
yes, introduce yourself, brother. I can't do you justice, man. So I'm gonna have you go ahead and introduce yourself.
How about them Falcons, baby? You know what I'm saying? We up here at
That's
Bakari's.
right.
We got all these Dallas fans
That's
that
right.
lost today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They come to eat pizza and get drunk because they lost. But no, man, my name is Dr. Rick Mathis. I'm a film producer from the west side of Atlanta. That's right. We right here in the West End,
Right.
the best end. Film producer from the west side of Atlanta. So, for my bougie people, that's Cascade Road.
Right.
For my educated gangsters, that's Adamsville.
That's right.
And for my freedom fighters, that's West End, baby.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm
Right.
talking
That's
about?
right. Right.
So,
Absolutely.
so today, we getting ready to chop it up, man, about AI. You know what I'm saying? We getting ready to chop it about, business and how
Right.
to incorporate these tools into your business. So I'm excited, man. As Abraham Lincoln once said, all that I am and all that I ever will become, I owe to my mother, Miss Gwen Lewis. So in the spirit of Miss Gwen Lewis, I know you're looking down on me, baby, giving me that power and that energy and that love. I say Ashe. So let's get into it, baby.
Absolutely, Dr. Rick. I mean, it's interesting that you and I are going live, but
Mhm.
every time we meet up, we always talking about, entrepreneurship and some of the cutting edge of stuff that's happening now. But let's go back to the beginning of your entrepreneur journey. And I know you've created a whole bunch of companies. What company do you want to talk about now, and what problem were you trying to solve because talking about the 7 keys, I always tell entrepreneurs, you gotta be solving the problem. All right, you can't just go there just for the money. You gotta solve the problem because the money is a feedback loop to you solving the problem. So what problem were you trying to solve when you started your business?
Man, that's a great question, Kari. So straight up, man, I'm gonna be honest and keep it with a buck with you. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
The problem that I was trying to solve when I started my business
right,
is I wanted my freedom. I wanted my time. I
right,
wanted to get paid what
right,
I deserved to get paid.
right,
You know what I'm saying? I didn't
right,
want to go work somewhere for $10 an hour,
right.
$20 an hour,
Absolutely.
and be underpaid, man.
Right,
So the inspiration and the problem that I was trying to solve is I wanted to control my time.
right,
So if I didn't
right,
feel like getting up at 9 o'clock on a Monday morning, guess what? I ain't have to get up at 9 o'clock. That
right,
was the problem I wanted to solve.
right,
So I was like, well, shit, let me create my own business
right,
because I know I'm not lazy. I know I go hard and work for me.
right,
So let me create my own business. Let me provide a service.
right.
That's when I started. Well, the first
So,
company.
so another thing people really don't talk about is when you create a own business,
Uh huh.
you become responsible for your own destiny.
You're your
You
own
can't
boss.
blame nobody anymore.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean to cut you off, but you're saying something about your first business.
Yeah.
Go
So,
ahead.
and when you create your own business, you know what I'm saying? Like you got Bakari's here,
Right,
Bakari's Pizza,
right,
right here in the West End
right,
on Lee Street. So
right,
y'all come get a slice of this pizza out
right,
here
right,
when y'all over in the West End.
right,
But the problem that I was solving, you know what I'm saying, is being my own boss.
right,
So I eat what I kill. You know
right.
what I mean?
That makes sense.
So if I don't kill nothing this week, I don't eat that this week.
That's
I gotta
right.
drink water. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So that's what it was, man. I
Right,
was like, I got to create a business that can take care of me, so I can control my time.
right,
Because I hated working for other people.
right. Absolutely.
I
Now,
hated it.
now, Dr. Ray, we all stand on the shoulders of giants.
Hmm.
And I have a fundamental belief that in the power of community. All right. So community just could be mentorship, it could be your clients, definitely coming back to your community. Who did you tap into, from a mentorship perspective? Who did you tap into and how did that shape, your whole business philosophy?
Man, I had a lot of mentors. It
Right.
just depends on what stage of the game I was in.
Right.
But some of the ones that stood out or that are still my mentor is, Les Brown, the greatest storyteller on the
Right, right,
planet.
absolutely. Yes.
Dr. George Frazier, you know what
Right.
I'm saying, who
Your name dropping right
created
there, brother.
the Power Networking Conference, man.
That's right.
And one of the things that he said it's easy to break a finger, but it's hard to break a fist.
That's right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right. Power
So
of
you gotta
community.
bring
That's
you
right.
gotta bring those people together. You gotta bring those resources together.
Right.
A finger is just one resource.
Right.
Doesn't have any power. You can
Right.
break that. But when
Right.
you bring those five resources, those five key people in the community together,
Right.
you got some real power there.
Right.
So that was one of the things that he said, man, and that just always stuck with me. He was featured in one of my first films
Right.
called the film Black Friday,
Right.
and he just dropped some jewels, man, and we still got a strong relationship to this day, man. So shout out to Dr. George Frazier.
Yes, sir. Now, probably my last question for tonight, because I know
Okay.
we can keep going on, because we on air right now, but we usually do this off air,
Oh
and
yeah.
we just literally just go forever.
Oh yeah.
Now, in terms of your business growth and trajectory, one of the things I'm saying in my business is that if you want to scale your business, if you want to go from 1 to 0, there has to be a time in that trajectory where you're going to introduce systems and processes in your business to make your business grow. You and I have similar ideas about utilizing AI to help businesses grow, especially we live in Atlanta, and everything starts from home locally. And we are very, very engaged about getting our local community involved in this AI revolution, because it's one of the most consequential revolution period from the printing press to now. Now, you use AI in your filming and in
Oh
some
yeah.
of your business.
Everything.
How has that utilizing that system? How has it changed the way you actually look at business? What does it do, both strategically and tactically, to help you grow your business?
Man, so plain and simple, using AI in my business, in my life,
Right,
in my workflow.
right,
The thing that it does, and this is the name of my company
right,
under AI, is it amplifies my intelligence. You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right,
It makes me smarter. It amplifies my genius. It
right,
amplifies who I am. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
It make you go
So
faster.
yeah,
Right,
and you can do less. You can do more with
more or less.
less.
That's right.
Yeah, you can do more
Absolutely.
with less.
That's a
You know what I'm
great point.
saying? So you can do the work of 10 people
Right,
now with AI. You know
right.
what I mean? The system
Absolutely.
and processes that you put in place. So it's helped me with writing scripts. It's helped me with editing video. It's helped me with correcting audio and video.
Right.
Like it's all type of ways that I use AI, man, and it just makes me look smart. I met with a client this morning and shared, created a marketing plan and some tools, man, and created a podcast for him based on that, man. It just blew his mind. He was like, "Oh my God, how did you know all of this?"
For
You know.
Dr. Ray, for some of our people who are listening, what are some of the AI tools that you recommend? Currently for business growth, you said podcast
Yeah.
as one of the ways where you can really establish your authority and for business,
Yeah.
because here's one thing that I realized. Some of the biggest gaps in local business, because I have a few of them, is the ability to collect the information of your audiences and follow up with them.
Yeah.
That's where the money is made.
Yeah.
You got to get them to know, like, and trust you.
Yeah.
And the way you do that by nurturing them,
Mhm.
because only 5% of your targeted market is ready to buy now. So
Mhm.
you have a whole bunch of people who want to buy later. What do
Mhm.
you use in your business as part of your toolkit to nurture your customers so they get to know, like, and trust you? Because invariably, when people get to know, like, and trust you, everything you said is golden.
Man, so it's tons of AI tools out here, man. So
Right.
what I tell people
Mhm.
is get 3 to 5 to start with. 3 to 5 AI tools or platforms to
Right.
start with.
Right.
So number one, I use TCH Media, baby. You know what I'm
Teach this
talking about?
media that AI
TCH
review
Media.
smart.
Woo! Oh my
Okay.
God,
Right.
that's a process. That's a flow, man.
Right.
You know, I create QR codes
Right.
and have them scan it, dial
Right.
my 1-800 number, and text AI to the 1-800 number.
Right.
Get a free gift.
Right.
I get their email and their phone number in exchange. That's
Offer
one of them.
value up front. And that's why you should tell people you got to
Yeah.
offer value up front.
Yeah.
You'll meet people. My mom said it though. If you want value, just get value first.
Yeah.
You know,
give value.
you got to
to
give value to get value. So,
Yeah.
and I really honestly believe in the law of reciprocity.
You know it.
You know what I mean? When you give, you get back.
Yeah.
You know, when you give, you get back. So I definitely believe in what you're saying.
Yeah. So that's one right there, TCH.
Oh yeah.
You know
So
what I'm saying? The
uh-huh.
other one is there's an AI for that. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying?
There's an AI for that.
There's
a
a platform called there's an AI
for
that.
everything. Well,
That's
you and I have been
another
geeking out on Notebook
Notebook
LM.
LM.
It's
You know what I'm
actually
saying?
good.
That's another
And
one.
of course,
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So definitely tap in. And I'm gonna borrow his words. Dr. Ray always says, you should always be AI adjacent.
AI adjacent,
Right.
baby, which simply
Right.
means
Right.
you're using these AI tools to amplify your intelligence.
Right.
Blank, plain and simple.
Right.
It's gonna make you better. For all those people, you know what I'm saying, that are out there saying, you know, AI gonna take my job. I'm afraid of AI. I don't want to use AI.
Right.
Don't be afraid of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna amplify your intelligence. And on top of that, you know what I'm saying? What if Eli Whitney had said, I don't want to invent the cotton gin because now it's going to create a different process for people to process cotton?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Or what if the guy that invented the printing press said, you know, I don't want to invent the printing press because it's going to mess up the flow. Not everybody going to be able to print and have knowledge and information. You know what I mean? What if Henry Ford had said, I don't want to create a car, you know what I'm saying, because it's going to mess up the horse and buggy business. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, the Pattersons out of Ohio were the first black people to do that with the cars, to make cars. You know what I'm saying? Henry Ford got that from them.
Absolutely.
But yeah, what is it, Patterson Greenfield or something like that?
Right.
But yeah, that's what time it is, man.
So finally, if our listeners want to connect with you, Dr. Ray, where can they find you?
Yeah, Rick
For people who want to follow up on what you're doing, your activities, how can they find you?
So you can follow up with me, Rick without the K, RIC, Rick Mathis without the K, at Rick Mathis without the K. And also, if you're in Atlanta, on November the 14th, we got the Future of Storytelling. This is an event that's an AI media mixer where we come together and we share ideas. We talk about AI. We talk about how we're using AI to produce films, to produce content, to produce podcasts. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many AI tools out here that one person, Kari don't know them all. I don't know them all.
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't know them all.
Absolutely.
So we got to come together and share this information so that we can still learn and, learn how we're using these AI tools.
Right.
You know, at the Future Storytelling last month, one of the guys said he used ChatGPT to help him predict what lottery number gonna fall. Were you there when he said that?
Oh yeah, I was there when he said that. That was wild.
Crazy, right?
That was wild. Yeah.
So I would never thought of that.
Right.
So that's why we come together to have this conversation.
Right.
So we can share these ideas. You feel me? But yeah,
absolutely.
Rick Mathis on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Rick without the K. RIC Mathis.
So talking about the future of the storytelling, that's something you do once a month. So just in case you missed November 14th, this is something that Rick Mathis actually does once a month.
Every second Thursday.
Every second Thursday.
At the Atrium in Stone Mountain.
Atrium in Stone Mountain, Atlanta.
Atlanta, baby. You know what I'm saying? A-Town.
Brother, I
appreciate you,
thank
baby.
you. I think it's a short conversation.
Oh, yeah.
I will link up with you for a deep dive.
Yeah, it's
Thank
all
you for
good.
being here. This is Haz Bakari, 7 Keys.
Let's go.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Next person.
That other mic?
Oh, Kevin from Rick. I got mine.
Another one.
It's right here. Yeah, I got it. You got that one from Rick, right? Okay. All right. Got me here. We gonna get it. We gonna see. It's not live yet. We gonna chop it up.
Okay, yeah.
Live, but it's still gonna chop it up.
I got you.
Right.
No pressure.
Are you ready?
So you hold this one, you hold this one, and then you hold it like this.
You want to hold it? You want to hold it? You want me to hold it? I'll hold it.
Like, man, all right. All right, go ahead.
Hello, welcome to Seven Keys. My name is Haj Bakari Silla. I'm here live at Bakari's Playmates Pizza, which is my pizza place here in Atlanta.
Don't be humble, bro.
Be
The
humble.
The bro got a nice pizza place where
We
everybody
on
having
the
a party.
patio. We on the patio having a good time,
They
right?
inside having a good time. It's an amazing atmosphere. I'm just
Right.
glad to be here with my
Right.
brother. So I just want
Right.
to make sure everybody really know what's going on. This is a great place. You need to come down here. If you haven't tried a pizza, if you're plant-based or if you like regular pizza, come on down.
Come on, sorry, absolutely. I'm also an owner of TCHmedia.ai. And TCH Media uses the tools that businesses need. As a matter of fact, I eat my own dog food. I later on in my background came from Silicon Valley, moved to Atlanta, opened local businesses, and really just figure out the problems that they wanted to solve, and then use technology to solve those problems. All right, and that's what the seven keys is about. Seven timeless keys that entrepreneurs use every single time to build a business. So we're gonna tell the stories around AI and then strategically using those seven key leveraging the AI to grow business. And man, Clive right here does a lot of stuff locally, and he's also into AI. So Clive, really just tell the crowd really quickly, tell the audience, what you're about.
So I have two companies. I have one is my day job, which is you need a virtual assistant, where we incorporate AI, the executive assistant with a production team where we help you with your operations and we make sure we use AI in everything that we do. And then I have what is the Black Businessman.
Tell them to close the door, man. Keep
Nah,
going.
you good. Then we have the Black Businessman, of course, which
Yo, Lou, close the door.
they got a party. They having a good time. They ain't worried about they like yo. They
Right, they having a party,
having
but yeah, I know.
Atlanta won tonight. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right, that's right.
They ATL in the middle,
Right,
right? So
right.
you know what I mean? They enjoying themselves. But so the Black Businessman, of course, is about how do we as black men come together to make money, to make an impact.
Right.
So we're not just out here to make money, we make an impact. So that's my passion. It's just right now we just have a free community. We're not even really selling nothing. But you need a virtual assistant where it's the day job where I pay my bills.
What problem were you trying to solve? Because oftentimes I tell entrepreneurs every single time, when you go into business, you really got to think about the philosophy of reciprocity.
Yep.
You got to solve a problem.
Yep.
All right?
Mhm.
And that's also invariably that's your why.
Yep.
WHY. What is your big why? That's what keeps you going, because business is hard.
Yep.
You're going to run through roadblocks and you're going to stumble. What is your why? What problem you're solving? What problem did you want to solve when you started that organization?
When I started Unity the Virtual Assistant, I started that because I wanted to serve me, the entrepreneur, when I was in my first business, which was the cleaning company, right?
Right.
So when I was in the cleaning company, everybody told me, hey, you need to get a virtual assistant. I was like, oh, of course.
Right.
So they sent me all over. They sent me to the Philippines. They sent me to South America.
Right.
People just Fiverr and Upwork, right?
Right.
But
right.
when they came on, they weren't trained. Or if they were trained in somebody else's systems, right?
That's right.
So they didn't know how to properly. So I never found one that I could really just hang on to. I had to train them, right?
Right.
And then I started telling other people, hey, you need to go get a VA. Maybe like a month later, 2 months later, I'd be like, what's up with your VA? Because they'd be like, they're overwhelmed still.
Right.
And they'd be like, man, that VA thing didn't work, man.
Right.
And I really figured out it was two problems. One was that you didn't have any systems or processes in place, right? To bring the VA on. You didn't know what they were supposed to do every day. And two, the VA wasn't trained in the systems and processes. Nobody documented anything. So what we do here is we make sure we document your day-to-day tasks,
Right.
and then we bring in a VA who's trained on your day-to-day tasks and systems to come implement. So I was solving the problem for myself, because I wish I had somebody that had a trained VA.
You were scratching your own
I was
itch.
scratching my own itch, man.
Right.
That's all it was.
Right. And so my second question to you is that, it's just one thing I actually with entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
Yeah, we all stand on the shoulders of giants.
Yep.
Our communities, our mentors, and all that. How has that shaped your business and your outlook?
Man, just our mentors and people who have.
Right.
So
Right.
y'all might not know some of these people, you know what I mean? But I got
Right.
a guy, Chris Davis, man. He got me
Right.
into the automation and AI space, right?
Right.
I was following him, and I got to go through his program and everything like that, and that was like mind blowing because I didn't know that these things could happen. I didn't know there was automations and AI, as we went along.
That will
right?
help you to speed
That would help
up
me
stuff.
speed up, right?
Right.
So people would be amazed at what I was doing, right?
Mhm.
And they'd be like, "Yo, how did you make that happen?" Right? So and then I would say, "Hey, you know what? We just did an automation. We use Zapier.
Right.
We use TCHmedia, kind of
Right,
like
right,
that,
right,
right?
right,
So
right.
we would say use tools like that would be able to speed up the process, sending out emails when we scheduled them, we weren't even there, right?
That's right. When you sleep,
When you
sending out
sleep,
email, nurturing
nurturing
your customers, your followers, your audience. That's
exactly.
right.
So just thinking that, and this is why I even created the Black Businessman, because other brothers, as you said, sharing information that we didn't know.
Right.
Right. It just takes one brother to be like, "Yo, you never known about sending nurturing emails?"
Right.
You like, I never even heard that before.
Absolutely.
You didn't know you were supposed to collect reviews.
Right.
You never knew that before, right?
Right.
But if we all share the information, then we can make impact and we can teach each other the skills.
Right. Now, one of the 7 keys that we talk about is adaptability.
Yep.
And that's the ability to be nimble as a business. To have the ability to shift.
Yep.
What in your journey as an entrepreneur, take us back to a moment where you had a shift and completely reset in order to move forward. Because oftentimes we say sometimes in entrepreneurship in life, you gotta take one step backwards to take 2 steps forward. Take us back to a moment in time in your entrepreneur journey where that happened to you.
Man, I have, so one is just this year, right?
Right.
When we first started, I came from the cleaning industry, right?
Mhm.
I came from the cleaning industry.
Right.
And I thought that my ideal client would be cleaning business owners, right?
Right.
That's why I was like, oh, this is my ideal client. But as I brought customers in and had the data, right?
Right.
We had to go and we started serving people we started serving a reason which was overwhelming and not serving the cleaning industry, right?
Right.
So we just said, hey, we're working with task managers. And what that had to do was we had to train, we had to shift our training,
Right.
what systems we're using,
Right.
our processes, right? And we had to adapt, and our whole company had to shift because of that, because of the decision I made to say, hey, we're serving this type of avatar now, and we're not serving this avatar, and we had to be adaptable, and my team was adaptable, and I just give kudos to them because they hung on. They're like, hey, sometimes they be like, yo, Clive, you get an idea, you just want to shift.
Right.
But I looked at the numbers, I looked at what we wanted to do, what impact we were trying to make, and I figured out, and that's where the adaptability was. We were able to adapt to that, to just my own shift where I saw in the market was, this is who we wanted to serve.
Right.
This is who needed our need for real.
And be intentional
and be
about where you
intentional.
want to
Exactly.
go and all
Where we
that.
wanted to go and everything.
And
Yes.
that definitely, and that adaptability, though, your
Yes.
ability for you to be nimble, for you to shift.
Yes.
How important do you think it is for entrepreneurs to build our mindset, right, into their business as a possibility as they move forward, to be flexible,
Yes. Yes.
so to speak? How important do you think that is?
Very important, because what I
Right.
see a lot of times it's like the Titanic, right? You just keep going and you see all the signs.
Right.
One of the things is we're not reading the signs,
Right.
right? We're not looking at what's going on in the business. So we
In
get,
the hood, they say you gotta read the
you
street
got to
signs.
read the street signs, right?
That's
You got to
right.
know what's going on. So when we're not reading the signs, we don't know. We can't be adaptable, right? We just
Right.
get comfortable.
Right.
Business is going good. Everything's happening. We think how it's going, but we're not
Right.
looking. So we're not. A lot of times you got to be ready to change, even when you're winning,
That's right.
right?
Well, that's a good one.
You
You
know what I'm
gotta be ready to change even when you're winning.
Even when you think because there's a better way to do things.
There's always a better.
There's always a better. And if you're not looking at it like, hey, we threw a touchdown.
So that's
I can
called
do
the
better.
growth mindset.
Growth
You
mindset.
should
Yes, sir.
always have growth
You
mindset.
should always have that. Yes.
So, Brother Clyde, last but not the least, where can they find you?
Oh man, so first of all, you need a virtual assistant everywhere: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, you can find us everywhere. And then of course the Black Businessman, which is the YouTube page.
That's the YouTube.
Yes.
So just the title, the Black Businessman.
Just the Black Businessman, yes, sir. And you need, like I said, you need a virtual assistant. My day job, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
The Black
right.
Businessman is my mission, is my passion that I'm on right now to build that community, build that group.
Right. Thank you so much. Hey man, you guys stay put because you're gonna hear a lot from this brother because he's doing a lot in the community to bring everybody up, to uplift the
That's my
community.
goal, man. I'm trying
Thank
to
you
be
so
like
much,
you.
Clyde. No, I'm trying to be like you, brother.
Stay focused.
Thank
my
you
brother.
so much, brother. Peace. And that's me. My name is Haj Bakari Sila, the owner of Review Smart.ai and the owner of TCHmedia.ai. And yeah, we here, hanging out, at the pizza joint. And then we're about to go to the next entrepreneur. Who's coming next? You will come. Welcome to TCH. Welcome to Seven Keys. Welcome to Seven Keys. No, this brother's a mentor right here. I don't even know how to start this, and I'm not even sure how to interview him because to introduce him because we have so many of these conversations anecdotally, like offline, that happens all the time. And from a mentorship perspective, talking about what we built on the shoulders of giants is actually been one of the inspirations of my entire entrepreneur journey here in Atlanta. This is Brother Glenn right here, man. So I introduce you guys to Brother Glenn. Brother Glenn, why don't you go ahead? I can't do a better job at introducing you because there's so much to say, man. Just go ahead and tell the audience. Go ahead and tell. Yes. No, no, no. We're still here. He's not speaking yet, so we good. Right. So go ahead and tell the audience a little bit about you and your entrepreneur journey.
Well, I am native of Gary, Indiana,
Right.
and some, classified as the hood.
Right.
And so I learned a lot of lessons from the hood,
Right.
and came up in the Michael Jackson era because Michael Jackson, I'm telling my age, I don't
Right.
mind, is,
It's okay. It's wisdom.
hey, man,
It's
I'm
wisdom.
thankful to
That's
make it
right.
this far. And Michael Jackson was born in August of 1958. I was born in February of 1958.
Right.
And so I used to see Michael Jackson at talent shows. Uh, we know his first record ever made, Big Boy on the Bud Preston Steeltown label. And we didn't realize, how big they were going to get. We had the 45, we were throwing them like frisbees. Had we kept one intact, hey, man, it would have been, worth a lot of money today. But I said all that to say that, just talking about my beginnings, because I think the beginnings are very important. And what was will tell you what is.
Right.
And but I think what people don't understand is when you know I come from a background where my father was a teacher, my grandmother was a teacher in
That's right.
education, and I didn't know I was going to end up in education, and I did. I taught and counseled at the University of South Florida for 14 years, helping Black students. We increased the numbers from 600 to
14
3,000.
years. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
and we changed the attrition rate from 50% failing to 80% good academic standing over a 9 to 10 year period. So we did that through love, teaching the youngsters about who they are, their history. That's why I say beginnings are more important. If you want to free yourself, you got to know yourself. And so the thing is that with all of that, it was reciprocal.
Right.
I learned from the youngsters, and I'm so thankful that I was a part of impacting their lives in a positive manner. And now I go back and they call us back and they reward us for helping them. And I'm so thankful and honored that they got car seats, baby seats. They're dealing with professions that I never thought. And these were first time in college, first generation students. Some of them were the first in their families to ever go to school.
Yeah.
So,
Right. Right. Absolutely. Very, very inspiring story. Lane, in terms of, I always say that if you want to go fast, you go alone. And I heard that from my mom all my life. But if you want to go fast, you tap into the community. So I believe in the power of community. How has community helped you, or how have you helped community? How's that reciprocity work between you and the community going forward in your journey?
well, just listen to break the word down. Come unity.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So it's reciprocal.
Right.
You see, and then we're all connected.
Right.
If you even look at the branches on the trees when leaves fall, it's
Right.
like our vascular system.
Right.
But taking that deeper still in a community perspective with us as a culture, when you give, you get back.
Right.
I have worked in the community most of my life, and I was a product of people who helped me in the community to give me that sense of altruistic giving back.
Right.
And so, when you're dealing with the community don't want no fakes.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
they can feel you if you're
Right.
real or not.
Right.
And they're really thirsty
Right.
for someone who can take them to another level
Right.
to inspire them,
Right.
understand what to do with their talents.
Right.
And, you know, with even the way that I give back is I just talked with one of the gentlemen on the side here a few minutes ago about programs that help black males.
Right.
One is the Black Man Lab.
The Black Man Lab.
Yeah.
Yeah. We meet up there from time to time.
Right.
On Monday.
That's
Usually
right.
on Monday nights.
50
Right.
to 100 brothers every
Right.
Monday.
Right.
And we deal with black survival, male
right.
survival issues.
That's
And and we go into the community, and also we canvass the communities. We talk to the young men, the women, the single parent homes, and and we gave 50 scholarships to 80 scholarships this time
Right.
to young men in the community through a fundraising dinner, and we honored them. And we have knowledgeable speakers who have given back to the community
Absolutely.
that are, I say, icons and scholars that, are mentors.
Right. Right. Absolutely. So going back into your life and your experience, and I know you have a vast experience. Looking back, going back to your younger self, is there any lesson, singular? It's kind of hard to say singular because usually in the path you have a whole bunch of different lessons. Is there any one or two things that you'll see as really important to a successful entrepreneur journey? Um, that is kind of like an advice that you'll give to the younger self, but your younger self being all the young entrepreneurs now that's watching this show also.
First of all, that's why I emphasize about knowing who you are
Right.
and knowing what you have to give through your talents.
Right.
And through your talents, you show the creator appreciation.
Right.
And the thing is once you see those talents become manifest
Hmm.
in the lives of other people,
Right.
then it's a win-win for all of us.
Absolutely.
Because I just finished talking to a young a brother a few minutes ago about how, yes, technology is very important,
Mhm.
and I'm still learning as an old school entrepreneur too.
That's right.
And if you don't have those people, if you don't know as much, then you make sure you have a team, and a team is very important.
That's right.
So the thing is that once you get into helping people and you're getting into that knowledge of self,
Right.
then you can know what your purpose is. And see, we talk about collection of data, which is very important,
Right.
but data without purpose is a distraction,
Right. Right.
and it can die.
Right.
And we're about helping people in lives, and AI, hey, I'm with it to the point where, hey, I'm about progressing, but I also want to understand also the intricates of ancestral intelligence.
That's right.
AI,
That's right.
because that's why I say knowing yourself.
I think it means that's an awesome point that you just brought out. Brother Glenn, the ability to tap into that ancestral wisdom, and that's the reason why I tell people that we gotta get involved in artificial intelligence, because most of the things will become the generative AI and artificial intelligence you're talking about. We're talking about large models that have information, and sometimes it's as much as 15 million bucks of information.
That's right.
You're literally querying this information, and it's bringing back responses to you 50 times as fast as you can ever do it. And I tell people is that if you want your information to be center stage, if you want your offspring to have a 10-year-old son to query ChatGPT or Llama or Claude in the future and have information about thyself, coming back to what you said about knowing yourself, then we have to be sitting at the table and saying, look, you need to put this information in there too. So when people query, so they get to know about this. So it really just make it important that we gotta get involved. You got to
And
get
I
involved.
think the importance of that union
Right.
or that marriage between the technology and where we need to go in business as a culture and to help ourselves, because you're giving back something to humanity, I would hope, being
That's right.
an entrepreneur.
That's right.
Because it's about not selling the product, but sell the problem that you solve.
That's right.
If you sell the problem, you solve the product, it will take care of itself.
That's right.
So again, when the young people are very sharp today.
That's right.
And so what I want to do is feed them and get their knowledge
That's
too.
right.
And so I want to help them with the wisdom on where to take that. Because again, a civilization, a whole body of people, the three things that I look at is in terms of advancement is economics, politics, and culture. Economics is not only money, it's the resources and the wisdom that you have to help advance yourself,
Right.
and what you have at hand to support you. And that's through the men of the community, that's through the sages of the community, that's through the professionals in the community, and so forth. The next thing is politics. Politics is the structure of that,
Right.
in terms of the relationship of going forward and helping and relating. And then culture is the direction that you take something
That's right.
in.
That's right.
So we have to be very careful and, intertwine the AI in our advancement with all of that.
That's right.
And when we do that, the universe is going to take it where it needs to go.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Brother Glenn, for stopping by.
Yes.
Brother Glenn is always here.
Yes.
And he's a walking infinite wisdom, as you can already see. And thank you so much for stopping by. We'll be calling back on you from time to
And
time.
I want to say this too.
Right.
My wife and myself started the business. We invented the product, and that's an important thing about inventing things also.
Right.
So when something comes out your heart, and then you have a purpose for helping,
That's right.
then you apply. As you grow, you learn the different techniques through technology, through interaction with people spiritually.
Right.
Then we invented a hair tool for styling natural hair.
Right.
So what we did is we made that connection that the purpose was for us to be proud of our identity,
Right.
our appearance as a
Right.
people.
Right.
And in that way, the universe will say, if you don't deal with how you were naturally made, then I might not recognize
That's
you.
right.
If you
That's
be
right.
yourself, it's time to push you and promote you. So we invented a product called Wrap-A-Lock. And when you put it in your hair, people can't see it. When you take it out, tight curling waves, you can swim in it, never mess up your hairstyle.
Oh, wow.
So go to us on Wrap-A-Lock Hair on Instagram, and you go to www.wrapalock.com and just check us out.
Right.
And we look at it as a lifestyle.
You guys have been
holistic
around for a
lifestyle.
while too, right?
15
You're an
years.
established company.
Yeah,
That's right.
and we've taken it to London,
established
Dubai,
product. That's right.
got it in 13 states and the
Right.
Bahamas.
Okay.
And we are just here to try to serve the people and solve the problems that we've had in terms of our appearance.
Thank you so much, Stop by, Brother Glenn.
My man.
We'll see you.
Yes, and I'm proud of you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm just here. I'm just trying to, just carry this message.
And when you
one
talk
step
about
away.
development, see, I'm so proud of him because look, I'm gonna tell a little secret that
Right.
he was selling some stuff on the street. It wasn't illegal.
Now you're telling my secret. It's okay though. Yeah.
But we
It's
go
okay.
way
We
back
go-
to
that's
where
right.
he developed this nice restaurant,
Right.
and now he's with his
AI
background
company in
in
technology.
technology,
Right.
and I'm so proud of him. And that's development.
Right.
And then you're
That's
a walking
growth.
story yourself.
Yeah. Growth mindset. We stand on the shoulders of giants. And it's one of my giants right
My
here.
man.
Thank you so
All
much.
right.
7 keys. TCHmedia.ai. This is Brother Glenn right here.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Brother Glenn.
I didn't even realize it cut off. Flushed him with the word.
Just Quentin.
Yeah, Quentin Bracey.
Welcome
You
to
got a
7
cord?
keys.
Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to see if he got a cord so he can charge his phone, plug it in the wheel. Because his camera had a good angle too.
Which one? That one? Oh, his?
He's got a really good angle too.
Okay. Do you have it, right? You have
Yeah,
your
mic check. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a whole bunch of different ways that we can capture the audio.
Okay.
This does it.
Okay.
And if nothing works, the computer is gonna catch it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, are you guys? Oh yeah. Okay. Well, we're still capturing, so we're still good.
The mic, the Zoom, though, the mic.
Welcome. What was that?
I said it's done. It was catching on my mic, so I think you don't need to hold the mic anymore.
Yeah, I'll just hold it.
I was saying you don't need to hold that mic anymore because the phone
Yeah,
is
Oh
dead.
yeah, the
Yeah,
phone's
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Hello, my name is Haji Bakari, owner of Bakari's Pizza here in West End. And I'm also the owner of TCHmedia.ai. But when I hear about me, we here to showcase entrepreneurs and really talk about strategically 7 foundational keys of entrepreneurship that is the story of every entrepreneur. The first one is you gotta solve a problem first. All right. If you're not solving problems, then you're not heading in the right direction because money is really the feedback loop for you solving problems. Number one. Second thing, mentorship. We stand on the shoulder of the giants, and proximity is power. So, find a mentor is helping me in my journey. I can tell countless stories about mentorship, but that's why we have these entrepreneurs here with their inspiring stories so we can talk about it. The third thing is system. A plumber is nothing without their tools. And in this day and age, one of the tools is really cutting edge and really transformational is AI. And we leverage AI, all of us, to grow our business. And that's a message we want people to know about. The third thing is community. You got to tap into the power of community. My mom said, if you want to go fast, you go by yourself. If you want to go far, you build a community. And then hunger. You got to be hungry. You got to keep your hunger going because that's a passion that fuels your ability to come, even when things are rough, to come back and say, look, things are rough, but I'm still going to move forward. And then the sixth one is the adaptability. In business, one of the things I've learned in entrepreneur stories, you got to be nimble because you got to have the ability to change with the times if something happens. But last but not the least, number seven, is you got to make a declaration. It's interesting how many entrepreneurs that see and they're now declaring what they want to make. Company entrepreneurs say, look, have you make a declaration how much you want to make in 2025, this month? Because research shows that when you make a declaration, if you don't do it, you'll essentially say no to yourself, and you got enough people say no to you. Why would you want to say no to yourself? So today we're gonna talk to my brother. Right, I'm gonna let him introduce himself because he's doing some really, really creative stuff. Some of them using AI. He has a great story, and some of them just using YouTube and content marketing to really create visibility, which is one of the biggest problems of small businesses. But cleaner, go ahead and tell the audience quickly about yourself and what you do.
Yes, sir. Hi, my name is Quentin Bracy, and I'm the owner of a company called Amplify My Channel. And what we help people do is leverage YouTube for organic marketing. And so, I spent years struggling on social media trying to figure out how to do it, invested in mentorship,
Right.
and now I'm able to effectively organic market organically. And I can tell you that the problem with traditional marketing is that it costs a lot of money,
Right.
and it not only costs a lot of money on the front end, it costs a lot of money on the back end.
Right.
When you really learn the power of social media, you go from looking at creating customers, creating fans,
That's right.
people that will follow you. Fans make you recession proof.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? And
Right.
so I teach people how to find their niche, how to leverage AI to find their niche, so that they can amplify their message and fine tune their message to their target viewer or their target audience.
So quick, what gap and opportunity did you see in the market that make you guess? And the one of the things I always say in my own journey is that in entrepreneurship, just like I said before, you gotta be solving problems. You
Hmm.
gotta be a solution oriented. Fundamentally, what problem were you trying to solve when you started that business?
The fundamental problem I was trying to solve is how can you make social media, or how can you build up organic marketing, right?
How can you get visible
How
on
can you
social
get
media?
visible?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
like you said, the number one problem
Yes.
facing a small
Visibility
business is
is visibility.
visibility.
That's right.
And when you start getting into that, what happens is a bad message with a louder mic
Right.
just makes the message louder and worse, right? And so it's like if you can't sing and you get a microphone, that you just louder now and
That's
you
right.
still can't sing.
Right.
And so the whole thing with most small businesses is we spend so much money as small business owners just trying to figure out what our message is.
Right.
And we think that the problem is we don't have enough money, and people, and if you out here as a small business owner, every day people telling you, hey, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that, and this is going to help you. But those are just microphones that help you amplify. But what you haven't really focused on is your message. And what organic marketing does is it validates your message. So the problem that I wanted to solve for small businesses is, how do you figure out how you have the right message before you turn up the knob
Mhm.
and broadcast it to the world?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Q. One of the second key of the seven keys is mentorship.
Yes.
All right. Now, who who have you tapped into, because proximity is power, right?
Yes. Yes.
And I read somewhere, I don't remember exactly, but it says you want to model people that you want to be with.
Yes.
And that's mentorship.
Yes.
That's really the succinct definition of
Yes.
mentorship. Who have you looked up to and said, look, I see what XYZ is doing. He's
Yeah.
probably helping people.
Yeah.
It could be a podcast, it could be a book, it could be a
Yeah.
community,
Yeah.
it could be anything.
Yeah.
Who have you modeled to inspire you to do what you do?
Man, that's a great question. So earlier the brother was talking about Les Brown.
Les Brown. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Les Brown.
So one of
Great
my
storyteller.
great storyteller.
Right.
My mentor was a student of Les Brown named Andy Henriquez.
That's right.
So I studied under Andy Henriquez. Readers are leaders. So before I could pay for a mentor, I started to like connect with people that I felt like had the same mindset as me.
That's right.
So Warren Buffett was
That's
a
right.
mentor of mine
Right.
in terms of how to be fiscally responsible,
Right.
how to manage your money, and
That's
things
right.
of that nature.
Right.
And I had so many mentors, and the best way I could put it is like in the book Think and Grow Rich, 6 feet from gold.
That's right.
There was a man digging, trying to find oil, and he basically gave up before he tapped into it.
That's right.
And he sold it, and the other guy hired a professional, and he was like, well, this is the fault line, and this is how you figure out where the oil is.
That's right.
And the people that they sold it to ended up becoming uber rich because they got a mentor, right?
Right.
And I think that a lot of times, man, mentorship is the key.
Right.
And I think what we have to be willing to do is have we have to be willing to have our heart broke.
That's
we have
right.
to be willing to have mentors that we step back and we like, maybe I didn't make a good choice with this one, but this one really took me to the next level. And so, yeah, man, I think it's essential. Right now, the mentor that I'm working with, his name is Daryl Eves, and he created a book called The YouTube Formula.
That's right.
And that is the mentor that I use because it was so much noise out here.
Right.
And I was like, who's the real person?
That's right.
And the Bible says that the rich pretend to be poor, the poor pretend to be rich.
That's right.
So what happens a lot of times when you're looking for mentorship is it's not the people that's very loud.
It's the people who's quiet.
Yes, because they cost.
That's right.
so,
So that's the reason why they're quiet, because they cut.
Well,
And you know what? That's really interesting, though. It's really interesting. But
Yeah.
yeah, keep going.
yeah, because so basically, Daryl Eves, he worked with Mr. Beast, which is the biggest YouTuber on
That's right.
YouTube.
That's right.
And he's worked with some of the biggest YouTubers. And so, like I said, started working with him and learn the power of AI, something we're going to talk
That's
about
right.
later.
It's something we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
That's a great segue to the next thing I want to talk about. And that's one of the seven keys.
Yeah.
Tapping into the ability to utilizing a system,
Yes.
a tool.
Yes.
So AI is just a tool.
Yeah.
Strategically, AI is nothing without you.
Right.
AI needs leadership.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just one of the tools, because you cannot use AI to replace strategic thinking.
They say
All right?
AI is meant to replace you, and automation meant to do you.
Exactly.
AI is meant
Exactly.
to be you. Automation is meant to do you.
That's
Yes,
right,
yes.
absolutely. So how do you use AI and automation? And can you take us back to a place where you actually said to yourself, okay, you know what? I'm doing all of these things. I'm seeing all this noise.
Yeah.
This is a system. This is a playbook. This is where I'm gonna go. And how has that changed your business?
Man, it's changed my business a lot because I tell people, okay, it's two ways of AI.
Mhm.
One is the AI and how you want to use it.
That's right.
But if you got AI that you want to use, then that means people need to learn your AI in order to benefit from it.
That's right.
So what we have to understand is that AI is not a new concept. They
Right.
just made it better. They just made it easier for the consumer, right? It's just like cars wasn't a new concept,
That's
but
right.
Henry Ford made it easier for people to buy cars. He
Right.
he mass produced the vehicle, and so now we have a situation where AI is being mass produced, and so many people can use it and get a hold of it. And so on YouTube, I learned how to understand what YouTube
That's
wants,
right.
because YouTube has AI that
Built in it. Yeah,
it
oh
built
yeah,
in
absolutely.
it for you to
Right.
find your target
That's right.
audience.
That's
This
right.
is what I teach people how to do: leverage the YouTube AI, because their
Right.
AI is much more sophisticated and complicated. And the thing is, once they figure out who your fans are,
Your audience
they
is
it's rocket fuel,
right, right, right,
and they
right,
don't want you to pay for it.
right.
And here's the thing about a tool: anytime we use a tool, the number one value of a tool is leverage.
That's right.
What's the point of having a car
Time.
jack
Leverage your
if you
time.
gotta use all your strip? You use
That's
the
right.
car jack
Right.
to lift the car
That's
up.
right.
And
That's
so,
right.
when we look at all these
That's
tools,
actually a great metaphor right
yeah,
there.
yeah, we use this thing as leverage. You got the mindset, the skill set, and the tool set.
That's right.
And I think that AI is a tool set, and sometimes what I see out here is that basically it's difficult because as business people we want to get it all,
That's right.
but some AI does come with a skill set.
Right.
And so it's just something to be mindful of, because you can start going down rabbit holes. And if that's not what you do, find somebody
Find
that
somebody who
that,
can do
that
it.
does that, and they specialize in that kind of AI. Yeah,
It's exactly. You got. Gary Vee once said, he said, "Look, you let your weakness play out,
yeah,
or find someone to really just tap into your weakness and
right.
help you grow, but double down on your strength."
Yes,
It really just plays into a bigger conversation about outsourcing.
right.
You know, how can you skill and outsource? And it really comes down to, even if you have a business,
Yeah,
eventually, in the beginning you work in your business, eventually you work on your business, and then the next stage is to create systems and processes, and then you outsource the business,
right.
and then step away. And that's what this brother is talking about. The
Exactly,
ability to
exactly,
create that feel
exactly.
way.
Which is the community piece.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
is the community
That,
piece.
now let's talk about your entrepreneur journey.
Yeah,
Okay, adaptability and being nimble and having the ability to shift with the time.
yeah,
It's one of 7 keys of entrepreneurship.
yeah, yeah,
Take us back to a story where you got to a place you're like, okay, you know what, this is not working,
yeah,
so I'm gonna go ahead and switch off and go
yeah,
that direction.
yeah. Everything I'm doing now, brother.
Right,
I
right,
came out of school,
right.
and at 22, I started an auto glass company where we fix windshields,
That's
we
right,
repair windshields.
right,
And I was just sitting back looking at it, and I'm like, man, training people, buying uniforms, the turnover rate, all the
right,
things you deal with as a
right,
business owner
right.
on the front end of building a business. And I'm saying, man, the next business I build, I want it to be the internet.
That's right.
But
Oh
I'm,
wow.
but
You
I
want to
wanted to
be
be on
online
the, I wanted to
business.
be online.
Right,
But it's a gap there because I'm in an interesting. I'm 36.
right.
So I grew up shaking hands to get
That's
a
right.
job. You
That's
see what
right.
I'm saying? And so the question became, well, how do you build an online business? And the main thing is we just can't be lazy. And so I said, okay, mentorship. You
Right,
got to go out there when it comes to being nimble and learning.
right,
You got to go find the people that can teach you efficiently, so that the learning process is not as difficult,
right,
because a lot of people, and even in my own journey, we try to learn it on our own.
right.
I spent 4 years on YouTube.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like
Learning the process. So
just
you were actually really patient. You're
yeah,
patient learning the whole
yeah.
thing.
But
Right.
at the same time, the power of a mentor is I could have sped that up.
Absolutely.
I spent four
Yes.
years because I
Yes.
didn't want to spend
You
the
know what?
money.
That's it. That actually brings me back to one
Yeah,
of my favorite quotes. It says that smart people learn from their own mistake,
yeah.
but wise people learn from other people's
Which is the
mistakes.
mistake, which is
That's right.
mentorship in a
Mentorship.
nutshell.
Right. Right.
I spent 4 years doing this, spinning my wheels, and I realized I'm like, hey man, you got to get a mentor, because that makes the adaptability and the nimbleness. It makes it better.
Right.
You just you want to
When
go
you
do
get to
yoga?
cut corners,
Yeah,
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 cut corners,
and it's
shorten
and you get the
and shorten the learning cycle.
yes,
Right.
you get the cut corners and the heartache. Like when I first started doing meditation, I didn't know you can't just come out of meditation. The mentor said, hey, if you just come out of meditation too fast, you're gonna get a headache.
Mm.
So these are things that
Right.
they tell you
Right.
so you can avoid. Like most people, they're gonna tell you, you gotta post every day, post every day. No, you don't.
Right.
You know what that is? That's you doing the work.
Right.
Let the AI do the work. Most on YouTube, you don't need to post more than 2 times a week.
That's right. Oh
You know what
wow.
I'm saying? Yeah, you don't need to, because the AI is looking for your target audience to push the video out.
So you don't need to post more than 2 times a week
No,
on
when
YouTube.
you
Really?
no when you post, the AI is looking for your target market.
Right.
When you put one video out and it's trying to promote that video, and then you put another video out, they got to now choose which video am I going to promote.
Wow, that's a good point.
Yeah,
That's a,
you put the video out and you let them find your viewer, and then you get the data back and you fine tune it, and then you put another video out. So this is what I'm saying. It's so much bad information. I was thinking to myself when I first started YouTube, I gotta post every day. You
Right.
know, I gotta do,
Right.
not knowing what I'm doing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, it takes a
So
lot of the
so
heartache out.
so essentially you were just guessing
You was
until you
guessing,
actually realize
right,
that there's a system.
right,
Coming back to one of our keys.
right.
There is a system and process to do everything.
Yeah, yes,
When you
exactly.
tap into people who have done it before you, it really just short circuits your ability to get from zero to hero. All
Right,
right. That transformation gap.
right,
For that journey, it just shortened the whole process.
right.
So last but not the least, you're doing a whole lot with AI and visibility on YouTube. Where can the audience, if they want to tap into what you're doing and follow up with you, where can they reach you?
Q Bracy, CUEBRACEY .com. That's my website. I did it with Beacons,
That's
which is
right.
an AI website that
That's
they
right.
set up for you.
You
Uh,
even wrote a book with AI.
yeah, I even wrote the book. I wrote a book with AI,
That's
man,
right.
and so yeah, that's where people can find me at.
Right.
Yeah.
But what about your YouTube channel? Your YouTube channel also has
So
a
let me
lot of
tell you another interesting thing that I learned about this whole situation. I don't promote my YouTube channel.
it promotes itself.
It promotes itself. Yes, like,
You know what though? The reason why that makes sense
because I
because
tell you to go there, you're not even my target
right,
audience, and now
right.
you're
Yeah,
going, and
that's a good point.
yeah, because
That's a good point.
yeah,
That's a good point.
yeah,
Yeah, that's jewels right there. That's nuggets.
yeah,
That's right. No. I've spoken to a lot of entrepreneurs. I've never heard someone talk like that about YouTube. Usually, people want to get maximum visibility, but because you know the system,
right,
you know the algorithm, that you're like, no, I'm not gonna promote it against you. May not be my target audience.
right,
You know
exactly.
that you know what that says. You know your stuff,
Yeah. Like I
and
said,
also you know your audience.
if I got a
That's
YouTube
right.
channel on football, and you're not a football fan,
Yes.
and I'm sending you over
Yes.
there,
Yes.
you can go look at the channel.
Right.
It's Q/B on YouTube, or you can go to Q-B clips. And on there I deal with relationship stuff.
Right.
But my relationship content is directed to men,
That's right.
to help men learn how to deal with women.
So basically, what Q was saying that he does these niche YouTube channels
Yes.
that are directly targeted at different
It's a straight
audiences.
shot. Yeah.
Exactly. And so these are silos. If you're not in that targeted demographic, you can't go to this channel. He's not. As for me, I can tell everybody come to the channel because if you're an entrepreneur,
Right.
I'm gonna talk to him
Yeah.
and get all the information and give it to you,
Right.
so you can go and build your channel. But he does these niche channels and stuff. But definitely tap into him because
Absolutely.
there's a way to use YouTube as a gold mine, using these really targeted YouTube channels
Right.
and building audience in them and actually monetizing them and
Yes.
selling them if you get to that point and getting an
And the
exit.
best thing about the times that we live in is
Mhm.
you can be famous
Right.
and still have your anonymity.
That's right.
It-
You can create face like YouTube channels.
Yes.
Face like YouTube channels.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
it's people that you don't know on Facebook that if they walk down the street, you
Right.
wouldn't know that they was rich
That's right.
doing YouTube. That's the beautiful thing about this, right? I could give you YouTube channels all day that you don't even think about, from food channels, baking channels, hair channels, reaction channels that you would never watch.
Yes.
But they get
Absolutely.
millions of views,
Yes,
right?
yes,
And so this is the beautiful thing about the internet, is that you don't have to be like Denzel Washington or Eddie Murphy, where you walk down the street and people trampling you. If you want to be like that, but
Yes.
you can have the same leverage that they have.
Right. Everybody has a platform.
Everybody has a
Everybody has a
platform. It's a
voice.
beautiful time to be
It's a beautiful
alive.
time to be alive.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you so much, man. You're
absolutely,
gonna be
absolutely.
hearing a lot more from
Yes,
the
yes,
brother right here.
yes, yes.
We're gonna be doing some stuff together because he got the YouTube thing locked down. But definitely reach out to him, and thank you for helping me turn those maybe 3 or 4 of the 7 keys, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're gonna continue this conversation, please. Thank you
Peace
so
and
much.
blessings. Yes,
All
sir.
right,
Yes, sir.
all right, Zeus. Let's talk, man.
It's good, brethren.
Everything is good, brother Zeus. Ready? Hello, welcome to Seven Keys. Seven Keys, where we talk about 7 entrepreneur principles that really just is a part of every entrepreneur's journey, right? You got to solve problems. You got to have a system. You got to tap into mentorship. You got to be adaptable. You got to be nimble because change is going to happen. Because I know what happened when COVID happened. I did certain things to stay in business, and I ended up making more money during COVID than any other time. You got to declarate. You got to make your declaration, right? You got to have the great mindset. All of these 7 things actually play into different people's businesses and stuff. This brother right here, Zeus, we know each other locally. So one of the he has 7 locations, right? I don't do very well introducing people. I'm gonna let the brother go ahead and talk about himself, but he has 7 locations, and he's been in business for more than 14 years. And he's gone through a whole bunch of entrepreneur journeys. And I was just telling him to tell you more about it.
Yeah, it's your boy Big Zeus. I need to look here. Look
Yeah,
here.
look here.
All right.
Look
It's
here.
your boy Big Zeus.
Oh, you know what? I looked there too.
Okay, it's your
Yeah.
boy Big Zeus. I look both places. Correction, I've actually been in business for 17 years.
For 17.
We headed
That's
into
right.
18 years.
That's right.
I started this business when I was 26 years old. It has been an incredible journey. I own and operate Zeus Movers here in Atlanta. From coast to coast, from California to New York, anywhere you want to
wow.
go, I can get you there.
Wow.
We've also had a landscaping company as well as a pack and clean company that we've been operating for the last 5 years.
Right.
So it's been an incredible journey in business. I'm happy to be here, happy to be with Bakari, and see what's next.
Thank you. Thank you. So here's one of the things. Talking about the 7 keys, one of the keys to tell entrepreneur, as we're using your story to inspire other entrepreneurs is coming up. I tell entrepreneurs, just don't go into business just for the hell of it. You want to solve a problem. What problem were you solving when you started?
Primarily, when I first got into business, I think moving was something that was cut off from lower income individuals. It was not something that they had access to. Even now, I mean, it's not something that is a luxury per se. It is not necessarily a something that you just automatically get. It's a privilege.
Right.
But so many lower income people didn't have access to quality moving services. So by trying to solve that problem, I actually ended up creating another problem, which was the same amount of people did not have representation in several other businesses. So by doing so and by taking ourselves into what I would only call the trenches of business, we started very small and charged very low rates to be able to get our foot in the door and to make sure that people could access these services. So solving that problem actually created the business itself. So when we talk about solving problems in any business, it's more so about who you serve, the clientele that you serve, the communities that you serve, and making sure that everybody can have access to those services on any level, and making it easy for them to not only have access to them, but also if they don't have access, to figure out ways to give them access. So that's something that we pride ourselves on for almost 2 decades, and I'm very proud of that.
Thank you very much for your answer. Another thing I'm asking is for turning these keys to entrepreneurship. We all stand on the shoulders of giants. And for me here at Bakari's, I know I stand on the shoulders of giants. I literally speak to every single entrepreneur that come here, including Zeus, because I believe that, my mom always said, look, if you want to go far, You bring a team. If you want to go fast, you go alone. So tapping into your community, your clientele, which is what Zeus is. That's how we first met. I'm a local business. In addition to owning TCHmedia.ai, which is tech my background, I also own local business. And when we meet, we talk about business and all that good stuff.
Right.
And we passing these stories to other entrepreneurs. Who has been your mentor, and what effect have that has on your journey as an entrepreneur?
Well, speaking of your mother, that would be my mother. My
Okay.
mother, she goes by Maddie Rock. She has a different name, but if you call her anything less than that, she'll be mad at you.
That's
Maddie
right.
Rock has been a powerhouse in Metro and Atlanta since
Okay.
the 80s.
Oh wow.
So we actually grew up right around here.
Right.
But she had actually been networking up until she retired from networking probably about 10 years ago. She did film, she did print media. But one of the things that she did was in networking was that she basically brought a lot of people together, gave them an opportunity to showcase their business, gave them an opportunity to do business with each other. And I saw how effective that was. I grew up, she owned several clothing stores while I was young. She used to force me to come work in the clothing stores. Anytime she did fashion shows, and maybe somebody ain't show up, she needed to fill a gap. She'll throw a little old me
So
on.
early on, you were having those entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
You grew up in entrepreneurship.
I grew up
Oh, wow.
into it, so I grew up around
Right.
that, and having that around me left with no other choice
Be able to come into it.
yeah. So thankful to my mother for that, man, and shout out to Maddie Rock. But she has been instrumental in everything that I do in regards to business. Taught me everything about running a business, so much so that I'm absolutely allergic to doing anything else. I can't do anything else. So yeah.
So let's talk about the systems you use in your business. Everybody knows that your skill, you went from 1 to 14 different locations, and now you're doing businesses across cities. Like we live in Atlanta, but you have business locations, and you establishing making moves in California and other places. What would you say has been the catalyst, and what system have you used to go from 1 to 14 different locations? Because full disclosure, we work together, and I own a sub record review smart than AI, and I optimize every single one of his locations for visibility using the review AI tool to work on it. So back to you. What is the system that you use to scale from 1 to 14, and how can you use that to help other entrepreneurs coming up?
I think right now in this day and time in 2024, it's incredibly important for entrepreneurs to understand the power of the internet.
Right.
This was one of the staples that my mother preached about in her meetings and in the business that she did, which is one of those things was you don't have a business if you don't have a website. This
That's
was
right.
something that she wholeheartedly stood by, and I understood that because essentially the website is doing the work for you when you are asleep. The website is doing the legwork, providing
right.
people with information and resources on how to reach you and how to essentially give you money.
That's right.
And so when you tap into Google and you get into these search engines, understanding that visibility and people being able to find you is how you do business. If somebody can't find you, if somebody can't find your product, if somebody can't find your services, you don't exist.
That's right.
So essentially, putting together the pieces to be able to make sure that you have your footprint on the internet as far and as wide as you can reach is incredibly important for any business, because without it, without that visibility, without that footprint in the World Wide Web, nobody can find you, locate you, and you also have to make it very easy for them to give you their money. And so, you start with your obviously with your marketing and your advertising. From there, you have to actually take what you spent on marketing and advertising and put it somewhere. So if it's not moving around the world, if it's not moving around the general vicinity of where you want to offer your services or products, then you wasted your money. So there's no need in buying a shirt. There's no need in buying flyers. There's no need in buying merch because you don't have anywhere to sell it. You don't have a marketplace to sell it. You don't have people to sell it to.
Right.
So the World Wide Web allows us to be able to reach different places. And,
That's right.
although I've only sampled the technology that you have, I've seen it working in the background. I'm
That's
getting
right.
the emails,
That's right.
but I can certainly assure you that using any sort of technology to be able to get into Google, to get into Bing, to get into these search engines, and make sure that your business is being represented on the web is one of the things that you absolutely must have and cannot live without as a business owner in 2024 going into 2025.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Brother Zeus. So if the audience is trying to follow up with you, where can they find you?
They can follow my business pages, which is Zeus_movers on Instagram. You can find us on the World Wide Web at www.zeusmovers.net. You can follow me on Instagram. It's the real Zeus 100 at that's on Instagram as well. I'm on Facebook, Douglas Braxton. You can find me everywhere. Just know that, anytime you guys reach out, any advice you guys need, Bakari's here, I'm here. Anybody who wants to network, please come see the brother. He's doing an amazing thing here, and I'm thankful to have a platform with him today. Thank you
That's
so
right,
much, brother.
absolutely. Please tap into Zeus Movers. And so if you're in the Atlanta area, as a matter of fact, the World Wide Web, just look it up. Just look up Zeus Movers.
Google it.
Just Google it. This brother's all over the place, man. First time, true story. I thought he was playing. He was like, "Yo, Hodge, Bakari, just Google me." I Google him, and 7 different locations pulled up. So he has a lot of visibility. So definitely reach out to him. Tap into that power community. And thank you so much for stopping by.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And turning some of those 7 keys, and you're gonna hear a lot more from this brother. And thank you. That's my time tonight. I've actually had a whole bunch of amazing local entrepreneurs. I mean, everything starts locally, right? Local entrepreneurs who are moving and shaking and doing a whole lot of good stuff. Until next time, I catch up with you. Those were your 7 keys today. I think I have 7 entrepreneurs. My name is Hans Bakari. That's my time, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Appreciate you, brother.
No doubt.
Thank you so much. I got you. So we're gonna go ahead and get these content. We're gonna chop them up, and some of those gonna go on your page too.
Cool.
All right, brother. I still gotta give you them cards.
Yeah. Take your time, man. I ain't in no rush.
All right.
Grab some water.
Peace. Fred, I owe you a drink, brother. I owe you more than that. I owe you transportation.
I'm gonna check and see once I get back at home.
Mhm.
I'm gonna see what the audio quality sounds like.
Right.
Hopefully it's good enough.
Right.
I'm gonna try to split it and make it sound a little better.
A little better, right?
But if not, I know for sure I can pull a trailer for you.
But we got all kinds. Yeah. For the next time, right?
Yeah,
We can definitely.
I can make a trailer so it'll have like your the 7 keys and
Right.
then each person will
Each
show their
person.
name and everything.
Exactly.
So it'll kind of be a trailer for.
I appreciate it.